On the way in, I was handed Team Jacob and Team Edward Burger King crowns. I was wondering how this sort of massive embracing of the Team Edward, Team Jacob phenomenon plays into your performance.
I think everything is kind of crazy about this franchise, and that's that's why we love it so much, and that's why the fans do as well. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of fans that separate onto separate teams, and I don't know. I mean, sometimes it gets me a little nervous because I'm trying to live up to the fans' expectations and trying to represent Team Jacob, you know, in the right way. I don't want to disappoint them, so that's why, you know, work so hard to, you know, not only mentally and emotionally but physically change as well for this role, because this guy's some pretty good competition, so I had a lot of hard work.
All right, next question. Are we going back that way? Back that way? Oh, okay, never mind, right here.
Hey guys, Laura Sullivan from Access Hollywood. So this movie, New Moon, obviously there's a lot of fans who are probably going to be a little disappointed that, Robert, you're not in it as much as you were in the last one. How did you guys address that in this film?
He's in it.
He's in it
They
a
won't
lot?
be disappointed either. I just watched the clip, which they're going to play later, and like, people will forget immediately that it's feeling, and as soon as I come back, they'll be like, oh, why is he wasting my time? It's like, yeah, I don't know. We
If he doesn't go, you can't miss him, you know, and that's what this movie's about, is that, like, you know, empty, completely dark place where Edward is absent.
But if he was absent, they would miss him very dearly. He's just humble.
All right, next question. Right up here.
I have a question for Rob. You know, the experience of working with a new director and sort of the vibe on set. How is it different the second time around with sort of heightened expectations and a whole new project for you?
I mean, it wasn't just the director that made this one different. I mean, it was so different as well because we kind of knew what kind of animal we were dealing with more, and I was much more of a supporting role in this one. So I mean, I started 3 weeks after they started shooting, and I did a lot of my first scenes with the apparition scenes, which involved me doing like maybe 1 word a week. So it's kind of. It was actually one of the most relaxing jobs I've ever done, and Chris is a very sort of peaceful presence, and it's kind of, and I got on really well with him. I mean, it was, I had a pretty much stress-free job, 3 months. I mean, it was great for me. All the pressure's on Taylor.
Taylor, when you see that trailer for the first time, and you see the trailer for the first time, and you see yourself morph into that, what goes through your mind when you see that? You turn into a fan, I'm sure.
I don't know. I mean, I thought they did a pretty good job with the wolf transformation. No, I'm excited that there's werewolves involved now, because the werewolves definitely step up the action in the movie. There's double the action in this movie than there was before. And then there's also a different dynamic. Now it's not just this romance between a human girl and a vampire, but it's the beginning of a love triangle. So it's exciting.
Arguably.
All right, next question. Where are we going? Chad? Oh, right here in the middle, I'm sorry.
Hi guys, the Andrews from Entertainment Tonight. Nice to see you again. I'm just curious how much of the final film you guys have seen, how much has been screened for you, and what was your gut reaction, what were your feelings when you saw what you've seen so far?
I think we've only seen the clips that are going to be shown today, and we saw them this morning. Yeah.
Yeah, we've seen just about the same as the fans have seen.
So you're as anxious as we are to actually see the final movie?
I think it's a different kind of anxious. But yeah, definitely.
Hoping we please them. Yeah.
No, yeah, it's definitely, it looks aesthetically aesthetically so different, and it had a really, the script was very different, and it's a completely different mood.
The tone and pacing of it is like.
Yeah, so I'm really interested to see how it works out.
Okay, next question. Are we going over here?
Yeah, hi guys, I'm Mark Walters of BigFanboy.com. I just want to say, first of all, thank you very much for coming out here and showing support of the movie and talking to all the fans. I think that's very cool of all three of you. In the New Moon movie, do you each have like a favorite scene when you were shooting, a scene that really stands out in your mind as being your favorite scene personally to shoot, and why?
Well, your favorite scene it didn't turn out to be your favorite one, right?
All right.
That was cute though.
Yeah. Originally, I have a lot of favorite scenes, so this is a really difficult question for me. I like a lot of the cool action scenes I get to do, because I had a lot of fun with those.
You do backflips and things like that.
Anyways, my original favorite scene was this really small scene. I just thought it was kind of cute. But no,
What was it?
It was the scene where I walk her up to her door and say goodbye to her, and I'm going off to fight in the woods, and she's worried, she's scared for me. So I thought it was kind of cute. But no, I also like the breakup scene.
Yeah, that's my favorite scene.
So.
Like, well, I mean, we call it a breakup scene because essentially he like basically tells her that they can't be friends anymore, and he's transforming. And it's like it was like the most hard. If you ever said anything, if you ever treated me like that, you'd kill me.
And it was also painful to shoot because it was 35 degrees, and we were being poured rain on by rain tower rain, which is straight from the spring, so it's ice.
Was that a well?
Ugh.
Really?
Yeah, that was bad. And I wasn't really wearing much.
Rob, do you have a favorite scene or moment?
I think my breakup scene was my favorite scene, but I mean, it was far, like, you know, it's a very, I don't know, hopefully it will come off as having like quite a few more levels than you know, the relationship in Twilight. I hope, but you know, it was interesting. I mean, it's like a 5-page long dialogue scene, which that didn't happen at all in the first one. And it's a really interesting little moment, which I think it completely bypasses all the supernatural elements of the story as well, which I found quite interesting.
Okay. Next question over here.
I'm Mario from Televisa Mexico, and I'd like to ask you, why do you think people embrace these stories now in movies? The themes, the characters, the subjects, the darkness, I don't know, the romance?
I don't know. That's the most common question. We get it all the time. I mean, it's like
I think a lot of the characters are very relatable. I think there's so many different ones, and you know, different people can relate to different characters and their experiences.
It's just like anything else, like any movie. I mean, you could say that about anything. Like, you relate to the character. I mean,
Yeah.
I always say that it's because it's a first-person narrative, and you're so very much inside of her head that it's like, I don't know, just closer to home. You feel like it's not happening to someone else, like it's sort of happening to you. Yeah, I don't know. What do you think? Come on, out with it.
What about vampires, for example? The character of the vampires that they love, kids love vampires, teenagers love vampires.
I think the worst people to ask about these questions. I mean, it's kind of, I don't know. I mean, the problem is when I look at it, I never looked at it as a vampire story. I mean, right from the beginning. I mean, and when I try and play it, I mean, try and eliminate the vampire element as much as I can, and just kind of see it as a tool to make their relationship a bit more fraught. But I don't know. I mean, I find myself being, I mean, right after the audition, I found myself kind of bizarrely invested in the story, and I hadn't even read the books at that point or anything, and I've kind of gotten more and more attached to it. I mean, I've been talking about the script for Eclipse to people over the last few weeks, and I find myself getting very argumentative, which I'm not usually. Yeah, I don't know. It's a kind of, they definitely have some kind of power